My name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This video is not so much for children, it's not against children, but it is for the American people in the world today. Alright, so this basically is a racist video. Alright, so I'm going to explain this before I go too deep into this, or before everybody gets mad and it gets riled up and it becomes a fucking problem. In my other videos and in my live stream that I just talked about racism and how I don't have the right to be a racist because of me being part Cherokee, part black, and part white on at least one side. I wanna talk about this because it is definitely a hot topic. Alright? It is a hot potato that we in the world refuse to address. And specifically in my home country of America. America is the only country where racism is on the forefront, but no one has the testicular fortitude to sit the hell down and talk about it, address it, face it, deal with it, condemn it, and put it to rest. It will always be this way because no one wants to do this. Alright? So I'm going to take the reins. I'm going to take the bull by the horn. I'm going to give you a couple of more of those cliches before this video is over with, and it will most definitely be a two-parter. Now, I'm not doing this live on my Facebook channel because I don't want to interrupt the flow. But, you know, I will post some of it on there, and if anybody has anything on Facebook to say about it, they can send me a message and we can go live and we can talk this shit out. But I'm going to drop the 99.9 that I always do. And more than likely this will be a two-part video. I just finished a video while I was on Facebook at the same time. And that'll be coming, or should be posted by the time this video is posted. We have a serious problem in America. For those who aren't aware, the video has started. Okay, so again, I would advise you to not have your children in the room unless they are of a mature age of maybe 14 or 15. Anything under that, those kids should stay kids. And they should be the innocent people that are going to lead us into the future of hopefully no racism. The reason why I'm making this video is because I've addressed this more times than I can count on both hands and toes, feet, whatever, in my lifetime. Okay, it's something that we will address until the end of time if we don't start doing this right now. Sit down. Brace yourself. Take your head out of your ass and learn something today. Okay? Ignore the Rocky music playing in the background because even though they don't see these damn lights, you do. As a person of multiculturalness, I have been the constant victim of some racist ass shit. My entire life, I have been the victim of racism. Rather it be from the cops, rather it be from blacks, rather it be from whites, rather it be from Native Americans, I have been the victim of racism from all three sides. And though myself personally, I don't have the right to be a racist, doesn't mean I don't have the right to be a victim of other people's racist statements, racist remarks, racist, we don't give a shit. And here's the thing. America was built, sadly, I have to say this, America was built on racism. It straight up was built on racism. Alright? My great-grandmother on my father's side was a Cherokee Indian. When I was a child, she used to tell me that had the chiefs listened to the ladies of the tribe and did guerrilla warfare tactics, which basically swam out, poke holes in the big boats, and sunk the boats so that the gunpowders could not fire while wet, America would be a different place. And it's more than likely I wouldn't be mixed. I would probably have been Native American. Alright, full blood. That would be her version. My great-grandmother is long gone. She died when I was 12. But while I had her, I was one of the few of her mixed grandchildren that hung around with her. I was with her when she lost her first leg through gangrene. I was with her when she lost her second leg. And then when she passed, the movie Ghostbusters had came out. And I had some stories there because I wasn't afraid of no ghost. Daddy. Anyway, that's a personal joke. People in my family, they know the joke because my dad told everybody. That was the black side of him just being outright with the mouth. Now, racism, at its heart, is the ability to hate a person because of the color of their skin. Not so much of their economic wealth. For those who don't know what that means, not so much for what a person has in their pockets, because there have been some rich people throughout time. A lot of people don't address the things that history leaves out when you're in school, because they don't address the fact that some blacks also had slaves and were wealthy, and some Native Americans also had slaves, but they were also Native American, and things like that. They don't address this shit in school because they don't want to overflow our children with knowledge that they probably should not have. Alright? Forgive me for tugging on my clothes. They don't always feel comfortable, and my OCD problem kicks in a lot. We, as America, our first stones tossed was when we took the land from the Native Americans. Okay? In turn, we chopped off their hair. We put them on a hunk of dirt and told them, this is where you live. If you step off, we kill you. While we pioneered this country, wiping out, taking them out. And this happened just before the slavery clusterfuck. So then we started getting slaves. And for years and years, slaves and the Native Americans, before we opened our borders to everyone else, took the blunt of the racist blast. From north to south, before the Civil War. No, those two were the main people getting the racial backlash. You were black, you were beaten to death. If you were an indentured servant who did not know what that means, that was the white slaves. Yes, there were white slaves. So, before you go thinking my ancestors might not have been slaves, I'm pretty sure that probably all three sets of my ancestors were probably slaves. Yeah, I haven't done a DNA to see how much white we have. I know we have a fuck ton of Cherokee and a fuck ton of black. So, when people ask me, I'm multicultural. But by all legal rights, my birth certificate and my driver's license says black. Alright? So don't get it twisted. I'm not knocking out my black side. I relate more to my Native American side. But, let's face it, by all legal rights, I'm a black man. Surprise, huh? There you go. So let me give you a little bit of background of some of the racist shit that I've gone through. From kindergarten to college, I have been picked on about my race. I've had some good experiences, I've had some learning experiences, and I've had some all-out, downright bad experiences involving my race. Alright? From kindergarten, it was you're a half-breed. Till about the 4th or 5th grade, it was half-breed, half-breed. We had a race war, and it was, the blacks didn't want to tell me anything because I wasn't a real nigger, I was a half nigger. The whites no longer were my friends because I wasn't really a honky, I was a half honky. And they pretty much said it in those words from both sides. And this was before I even knew that I was part Native American. See, when you're mixed, your family dynamic isn't the same as everyone else's. When you're a white kid with a white mom and a white dad, and you go home to a white mom and a white dad, unless they're divorced, where you just go home to one or the other, it's not like that at my house. If you're a black kid and you go home to a black mom and a black father, or if they're divorced and you go home to one or the other, it's not like that in my house. My parents was divorced. My mom is black, but she can pass for white. Her father, who was in my life till I was 6 years old, looked like a white man with a tan. We saw him damn near every weekend when we go to Nelson County before he died. When my mom came to school is when my life went from 0 to 1,000, because I used to just tell people that I was just black and I got lucky with good hair. Alright? I didn't know what the fuck being mixed was. I just thought I was black and I was lucky because I had good hair. I didn't have the stereotypical black hair. Boy, was I wrong. Because when my mom came to school, I don't know what I did, but when my mom came to school, maybe it was a parent day, whatever. But when my mom came to school, every kid knew that I was mixed except for me. Alright? That was it. It was the beginning of some shit that would follow me to the end of fucking time. So as we materialized through school, it was all the half-breed jokes from blacks and from whites. Black girls no longer really like me because we don't want to date the half nigger. I was never messing with white girls. I liked a lot of them, but because I wasn't white, I was afraid to tell them how I felt. And when you're in school, it's puppy love. But as my white stepmother used to say from my dad, and she didn't marry my father, but she was common law. And she actually probably loved me just as much, if not more, than my mom. And she's always been there, so God rest her soul. But as she told me when I was a kid, it's real love to the puppy. So, that being said, thank you, Miss Molly. Moving forward. By the time I got to the 5th grade, shit was only going to get worse from there. Racially. No. I didn't know until I was called out on it about my Native American heritage. It was like the farthest thing from my mind. I know y'all see these damn lights. You're going to get that a lot. Anyway. So, that being said, my 5th grade teacher, I don't know if she's still alive, and if she is, thank you. And if she's not, God rest her soul. Miss Conrad, we had Native American History Month, which was in February. So technically, it was the first week of Native American History Week. Because we had 2 weeks of Native American history surrounded by Black History Month and Chinese New Year, which I didn't know about until I got into college. Well, high school, maybe high school and college. But Chinese New Year's in February. Black History Month is in February. And at the time, until recent events, Native American History Month was basically in February, and you only got 2 weeks of school where you learned about Native Americans. So Miss Conrad, in all her glory, decided, because I'm partially Native American, I'm going to carve the best canoes in existence. Boy, she had no idea what hole she dug up. So, me and her, I was raised to never argue with adults. And this was like the first time I actually argued with an adult and had a conversation that taught me a damn good lesson. And the lesson was, guess what, James? You're part Cherokee Indian. Because she says, James, you're going to create the biggest and the best canoe out of a bar of soap because you're part Native American. And me and my smart ass mouth quickly contradicted her. No, ma'am, I'm black. She says, no, you're also part Native American. And I say again, no, ma'am, I'm black. You see where we're going here? See, I wasn't even aware that I was part Native American until she pointed it out. And this argument went on from the beginning of class to the end of class. So when I got home, I said, Mom, are we just black? And my mom, hesitated for a minute. And then she hit us with, no, son, we're actually mixed. My dad had a white father and a black mother. And your grandma on your mom's side is part Cherokee or all Cherokee. Where your dad's dad is black and your dad's mom is Native American. And her mom before her is Native American. And now I'm mad as hell. So then I go get those Ivory soap bars or Dial soap bars. I got a lot of damn soap. And I cut them damn things to pieces trying to form a damn canoe. To this day, I still can't make a canoe out of a bar of soap. Before I die, though, I am going to attempt that. Again. So, move on. Now I know I'm mixed. Life has opened my eyes a bit. I will say probably not for the better. Because by the time I got to high school, everybody and their mamas knew that I was a mutt. Everybody. And most people didn't have a problem pointing that shit out. No, they really didn't. And it's like, well, James, you only stand out because you're not really one of us. You're not really black, and you're not really white, and you're also part Indian now, so we don't know what group you fit into. Fitting in was always a difficult thing. No, I'm gonna make another video because I'm at the 15-minute mark. So be ready.